Hey, everybody, and welcome to Chaotic Crossover. We are here today, and we are talking about Tales of the Jedi, Episode 4, The Sith Lord. Given our thoughts
Oh!
on it.
Oh shit! We
Yeah.
finally got one! We
Yeah.
haven't seen one since the Acolyte.
Yeah. We got another Sith, baby.
Hey, and he's got a revenge coming up, baby. And he's got a horny red boy just rearing to go.
The horny red boy was in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. We already passed up the horny red boy. Horny red
Shit.
boy dead.
Fuck. Really messes up my bit.
Horny red boy is dead. Now, we're
It's
on
elderly-
to Angsty Nose Boy.
Angsty elderly nose boys, which there's two of them.
There's two of them. One a little less elderly than the other.
But no, this was a interesting episode. AJ, why don't you tell us what happened, since I'm always so fucking long-winded.
Yeah, you fucking bastard. We're past minute 1 now, so it's good. Big old nose boy, angry nose boy, goes. So we kind of find out, we figure out throughout the course of this episode, this is taking place during the Phantom Menace. It's taking place during. So horny red boy is still around. Is still around for a little bit. So it turns out that Count Dooku, goes into the archives of the library, and we see him use Sifo Dyas' stuff to delete Kamino from the records. We see that happen. So this is like still a Jedi, but he does it. And then later, we move forward, and he sees, who is it? Qui-Gon. Is it shredded Qui-Gon? No, it's Liam Neeson Qui-Gon, long hair, because it's during Phantom Menace. Liam Neeson.
I will say, we don't know if he's not shredded, because eventually he stopped just having that deep V for his shirt. But
that is true. We'll never know.
We'll never know, and that's the true Sith.
So we got Ponytail Jedi and Nose Jedi. Ponytail Jedi sees horny boy Sith and tells everyone on Tatooine, and says, there's a Sith. And then Nose Jedi says, hey, you're my apprentice. I heard you saw a Sith. I bet you the council didn't believe you. And he's like, no, the council didn't believe me, y'all. And then Girl Yoda, little green woman, Yaddle, Girl Yoda goes, now, you all are probably right. You all seem pretty cool. I want to hang with you guys. And then Qui-Gon goes. They brought Liam Neeson in to have 2 lines, and they paid him probably thousands of dollars. After that, then it cuts, and it cuts to Nose guy looking at tree, and he goes, "Wow, ponytail Jedi really liked this tree, and now he's dead, and I'm sad." And Yaddle goes, "It's okay. You can be sad, even though the Jedi think emotions are stupid." Apparently, Girl Yoda is like, you can be sad. It's cool. And Nose Jedi's like, I ain't sad. No, I'm not sad at all. There's no sadness here. How dare you accuse me of sadness? Just because basically my son is dead, not biologically, but I raised that boy. And then Angsty Nose Jedi runs away, and he goes off into his ship, and he hops on, and he sees Cloak Evil Dude, Darth Sidious. And Cloak Evil Dude's like, your apprentice dead, my apprentice dead. We're cool now. And Dooku's like, hey, I'm really sad about this. I know I told Glory Yoda that I wasn't sad, but I'm pretty sad. So he says, I'm sad. And Sidious is like, get over it. And he's like, okay, I'll get over it. And then, turns out, Girl Yoda followed him the whole time, heard this conversation, heard about them deleting Kamino, heard about their evil plans, because now Dooku's officially like on the bad team. Somewhere in between episode 3 and 4, he joined the bad team. And basically, Sidious says, kill Yaddle, so he does.
Yeah, that's pretty much the episode right there. The way you did it was like Zachary Levi playing Shazam. Just all energy and nonsensical, but I loved it.
I'll play Shazam. I mean, they're replacing him now, right? I'll do it.
Yeah, you'll play Shazam. But no, I liked this episode. I liked it a lot, AJ. Obviously very funny, but the thing I loved the most was Yaddle, just a freak who's trying to not be a freak. It's like, oh, I'm gonna comb my hair well. Shut the fuck up, freak. You're a
I'm gonna
little.
comb my hair well. I'm gonna talk in normal English sentences.
Yeah, that was wrong. She was assimilating. She should stay to her own self. But I will say, Yaddle, voiced by Bryce Dallas Howard, it shows. Nothing against
I
that
didn't
actress,
notice.
but well, Bryce Dallas Howard, she actually directed a couple episodes of The
Yep.
Mandalorian, but she voices Yaddle, and you can tell it's a younger woman doing an elderly voice.
I kind of got the impression that like Yaddle. I have not looked into this. Maybe canon something different. I got the impression that like Yaddle is much younger than Yoda. Like, like I kind of got because like the wrinkles I didn't feel like were as deep or anything like that.
Well, that's so she can be hot. That's the so you can get that sweet Yaddle
that sweet
body
Yaddle
pillow. Yeah, that sweet Yaddle body pillow, which is just the size of a normal pillow.
But I mean, I got the feeling that she was like younger, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, when you see Grogu in the Mandalorian, he's got a lot of baby wrinkles.
Yeah, because his skin is still elastic.
So like all of their species just seems to be pretty wrinkly in general.
Yeah, just leathery, just yuck.
If you know the answer to how old Yaddle is, tell us in the comments. Maybe we can get one.
Right. But no, I thought it was interesting, especially a lot of the moments with Dooku. Like, this is the big turning point. Like, he's already been, like, kind of working as an agent of this Lord Sidious. Not necessarily, like, as a full-blown Sith yet, but he has, kind of been working as, like, a spy within the Jedi Order, which I think is cool, and he's still conflicted, and he knows the plan that's going on, during all of this. So when he hears that Qui-Gon is facing off against his Sith, he's like, please tread carefully. And also, I think when he dies, he's a little upset that the council doesn't believe him. They didn't believe Qui-Gon. It's like, well, I actually would have appreciated it if they sent like 10 other Jedi to go handle this.
I liked this episode a lot, but like I also didn't. I didn't like it, but in a good way, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like it legitimately made me sad. And I think it's really cool when a story can make you feel something. So I thought that was super cool. But I watched this and I was like, it was kind of Greek tragedy. Like you kind of see him fall to the dark side. You kind of saw him like start to do in the last 2 episodes or whatever. But this like that scene at the tree, like I didn't cry or anything, but I was like, that's like it really did give the vibe of like a dad losing his son and trying to like shove it down.
Oh my gosh! When he's saying like, "Oh, I would take him here as a boy," and you know, like saying like, "Oh, there weren't trees or anything on Coruscant, so he would always love this spot." I was just like, "Oh!" And also, I'm pretty sure that's the tree from Clone Wars they visit like a lot, especially in the later seasons. Like that's a spot in the Jedi Temple that they utilize, and it's just like, oh. And, like, the leaves are kind of wilting a little bit. I was like, oh, God. Oh, it's fall.
Also, there was a detail also where, when Dooku is talking to Qui-Gon in the one Qui-Gon scene we got, and Qui-Gon was like, proud dad for Obi-Wan, and I thought that was really sweet. And then Dooku was like, maybe I'll meet my grandson one day.
Oh, you will.
Oh, you will. You'll capture him and string him up and then try to get him to be your new apprentice.
Right. And then when he says no, you're going to put him into like a John Carter of Mars, like battle arena. And then when that doesn't work, you're going to like stab him in the leg and then cut off your great grandson's arm.
Basically, yeah, that is how it goes.
It's funny how he kind of had a soft spot for Qui-Gon. He had a soft spot for Obi-Wan, all intents and purposes. And then Anakin, he's like, nah, fuck this kid. I don't know who you are.
Maybe it's like he thinks he's some of the reason that Qui-Gon died. Because that was like Sidious's whole goal was him.
Maybe
I don't know.
Sidious was doing a little whispering. Also, Sidious's animation in this, they made him a little younger. And I'm not saying he's fuckable, but he definitely looks less gross. He looks less like a freak. And you can tell
I
he's
mean,
got like blue eyes under there. I'm just
he
like,
should he should look less like a freak. He's because this is like when Palpatine and Phantom Menace is that age, but yeah, I also like for a second I was like, oh, it's weird that Dooku's like bad now, but he's like hair is still like not white. And then I was like, oh wait, there's like 20 years between episodes 1 and 2.
yeah, there's
Not
like
20
10
years.
years
10
plus
years.
3 more for the Clone Wars. I think it's like, actually, no, I think they changed it. It's like 5 years for the Clone Wars is where it goes down. The timeline's shaky. But
Sure.
yeah, the thing I also think is interesting, now that we've seen the Acolyte, just the amount that the Council is just directly saying, no, there are no Sith. I'm like, Yoda, you obviously have some insider information here.
Right.
So
They told
you're
you in
fucking,
the Acolyte.
yeah, you're
They
fucking
told you.
us all up. You are fucking up this whole operation, man. Like, Yoda, get your head out of your ears. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Dooku's big like thing was like the council's wrong because they won't believe Qui-Gon and they won't like act and they're really more part of the Senate and like I really glossed over that in fight scene between like Yaddle and Dooku, but it does have like some emotional beats and like one of them was like Yaddle is like, I agree with you and that's why I left the council because I agree with you, but also I'm not gonna start killing people willy-nilly.
Yeah. And also,
Also,
look at this guy. He's in a black robe, and it looks like drabby and like wet a little bit. That's not a good guy. You guys are meeting in a warehouse, all right? Like,
yeah, he won't even show you his eyes or his hairline.
yeah, you just see his crooked nose and his like weird jaw.
And you just see him go like under the mask. He's like,
Yeah,
and you're like,
kill him. And they
he's
just
like,
got Ian McDermott doing it nowadays because they're just like, yeah, fine, we'll put the money up to have him do it.
well, it's kind of like James Earl Jones. You can't replace at this point. It's like other people have done Darth Sidious. It's like a couple people have, but like it's like if you can get the guy, you might as well get the guy.
Yeah, why not get the guy? But no, I overall this was good. The lightsaber fight, dude, Yaddle was not doing well. She is not working her cardio like Yoda. That's all I'm saying. Like, cause Yoda, 900 years he may be, but he was still bouncing around like a tennis ball. Yaddle was doing some of that, but she was not staying up on her game, man.
Yeah, and then
Then she
yeah,
gets
is
a
this
door
like
shut on her.
yeah? She got the door shut on her, and I was like, oh, that's a rough way to go. And then she didn't die, and I was like, okay. And then Dooku just was like, they had like some hard lines at the end. It's like I'm here for peace and order, and then Yaddle's like, at what cost does your order come? And then Dooku's like, then I'll give you peace. And then he just like, yeah, the camera zooms out so you don't get, so you know you can still show this to children, and just like you see him like, I don't know, decapitate her or like slash her across the chest or some shit.
Yeah,
Like,
there's just like a Yaddle corpse. Which,
I
by
mean,
the way, you could just throw that out, but I love how in between the 10 years of Phantom Menace and this, it's never brought up, wonder what happened to Yaddle. You know what I mean?
and well, you know, some Star Wars nerds like Yaddle's not on the council anymore, and then they're like, you got to explain this. What happened to Yaddle? And Disney's like, fine, Dooku killed her.
Yeah, and they were like, yay, and then they were like, wait, how old's Ki-Adi-Mundi? And I'm like, come on.
He's got a stupid
Can't
ass
win.
goatee and a weird hood that covers all of his forehead.
Oh, God, if there's one guy that needs to get kicked off the council, it's that fucking guy. I know that we should be tolerant of other species, but that's fucking gross. That's disgusting. It looks like you got a Jedi robe condom on your head. That's not what's up.
Yeah, we're here for little freaks, not big freaks.
Yeah, big freaks, I'm just kind of like, they could grab you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a little
They
freak.
can grab you.
They can grab you. It's like, I'm Ki-Adi-Mundi, I'm gonna grab you. I have 12 wives. Nah.
That is, I believe, the canon, or like at least 12 or something.
There's no way that's not... If that's not canon, I will join the people who hate the Acolyte.
I think it is because it's something where like he's basically like a bull, like a prize bull and like a cows where like
Yeah.
there's only one bull but there's 50 cows, but like apparently like male of his species don't exist as much. They're like super rare. So
Yeah.
so the Jedi Council's like, yeah, I guess you can fuck.
Yeah, but don't love him. Don't love. So I guess he has concubines. It's not even as wives. So
Wait,
it's not even like cool.
it's not even like cool. I was gonna say Kiad is
not
just
even
the
hot.
Mormon Jedi. He's the Mormon Jedi.
Yes, but I feel like that's a disservice to Mormons because I feel like I could at least hang out with one. Kiadi, I'd be like, look at your fucking head, man. Also, you need a shave. That beard is not working.
Okay, so weird question about the episode. Is this like the first time that we see like blue versus green clash?
In the timeline? Yeah. This is the
'Cause
first time.
I don't
Also,
know
yeah, just in Jedis, we
I don't think we've ever
see.
seen that
I
before.
think outside of maybe Rise of Skywalker when they're doing like a lightsaber battle in the woods, but I feel like they both had blue sabers.
They do. No, Luke has a green. Luke has a green one.
Green. Yes. So that's the only other time.
Yeah, it was just
Also,
to me.
Order 66. There's a lot of lightsabers clashing. And I think in the Clone Wars, this is me just going on a tangent. In the Clone Wars, Cad Bane took Quinlan Voss's lightsaber and began to fight Obi-Wan Kenobi. So it was his green lightsaber versus his blue lightsaber. So they had a duel.
I just like visually, I don't know, like lightsaber colors just like always appeals to me visually. Like it always like has certain like context because you know what blue versus red means. You know what green versus red means. And blue versus blue in Revenge of the Sith is so iconic. Like this is green versus blue, and I was like, that's a combination that we don't see too much, and that was
iconic.
It was cool, and yeah, it was probably not the most talented Jedi, and I know in like some comics she has like an orange blade or brown or something.
That doesn't bother me, but also I'm like, how are you a Jedi Council member if Obi-Wan, who was a Padawan at the time of defeating Maul, just
to be
fucking
fair,
mopped the floor?
To be fair, Dooku is way more powerful than Maul.
Yes, but I'm also going to say, Sidious was really quick to shop around for another apprentice. Very quick.
Also, Qui-Gon died to Maul too, and he was pretty powerful.
Yeah. Dude, Qui-Gon Jinn punches people. Like, straight up, he will punch a guy. Remember when he just backhand Maul?
Qui-Gon Jinn's whole stance is baseball bat. He's
it's baseball bat. Knock him out of the park.
Sometime in between episodes 2 and episodes 4, he got his Irish accent back. So maybe he like went to a planet and got like some exposure to it.
He spent a summer in Space Ireland and he made that his identity. He met some space leprechauns. And
they're always after me, Kleber crystals.
Yar. Also pirates. But yeah, I would say this is a really solid episode. So on the freak scale, even though there weren't as many freaks, I'm gonna give it a 10. 10 freaks. 10 freaks overall. I'm gonna give it a Pizza the Hut from Spaceballs.
Oh no.
Just for quality.
Yeah, it was a really good episode. It was a really impactful episode, and it kind of closed off Count Dooku's arc. I think I liked episode 1 a lot, episode 2 of Dooku's. The first Dooku episode I liked, and I liked the last one. The middle one, to me,
same thing.
Felt kind of filler.
Yeah.
Like, I think they could have
just more reason to not like Mace Windu.
I would have loved to see that episode be more of like him actually meeting Sidious and stuff, and maybe starting that.
Yeah, that would have been way more interesting, I say, from a dialogue perspective. But maybe they just didn't want to write that, you know?
I mean, they told the story that they wanted to, and there's still room to tell the stories in between with, comic books and other stuff. It's not like you can't go back. They do all the time.
And you can infer. You can. So it's fine. You don't need to be like, when Palpy met Dookie, you know?
Yeah, I do think this is a Babu Frick.
Babu Frick. It's pretty freaky. Pretty freaky on the scale. But yeah, next up, I think we're going to be going back into Ahsoka's story. So that'll be interesting to see. But until next time, we're having a great time here. Can't wait to see what you guys think of our last video or this video or any video that you guys eventually watch. But I'm Will.
I'm AJ.
And join us next week where we're going to be doing a all-new, brand-new Will Teaches AJ comic books. We are doing our first ever actual crossover. We are doing Batman and Captain America. It's going to be really fun. Who lives? Anyway, have a great time. This is Chaotic Crossover, signing off.
Goodbye.